Hello? Do you know where we are? We're in the jungle again. It's Billy Cultists, and I'm on Dreams, and we're back in this green oasis. Actually, I don't know if it's not. No, it's not an oasis because in the jungle, the whole thing is like this. It's not an oasis. That's the desert. Maybe sometime in the future we will do an oasis. That's a whole different ball game as an oasis. Although I guess there's some similarities. Anyway, though, we're back in our jungle, and surprise, I don't have any special announcements this time. At least I don't think. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Yeah, maybe there was something, I forgot it, but Marty will get mad at me for that, but I can't remember anything. We're just gonna have to get into. I guess this thing gets on my nerve. You see this? The skull. This thing. It's telling me. I see that symbol and I'm thinking bad. But there's not really anything actually. We've already been over this. This thing's kind of fake. Because I can't figure out what's actually going on with it. But anyway, I feel like doing this. I feel like giving us a quick little. We put in fog and God rays in our last session. And we kind of toyed around basically with just lighting and stuff. We put in a few of these bushes here, as you can see here too. But I said in the last one, we're kind of almost there as far as this thing's almost done, I feel like. I'm pretty happy with what we got, except there could be a few little things. Now, one of the things I do want to add, we'll probably try to add today, is it's a jungle. We need some Tarzan vines. That way, in case you're a swinging type of ape man like Tarzan, you can swing through the trees and scream, as a Tarzan's traditional way that he did it back in the day. Have you ever seen the original Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan movies? That's quite the watch. But anyway, we'll have to make some vines. These vines, actually, I'm kind of probably building you up. Let's stop this. Building you up a little too high an expectation, because I don't intend to make the vines dynamic. We're not going to actually make swinging vines. And even if we did, this isn't really the proper kind of scene you'd want for that kind of thing. Making a jungle in which you can swing through on the vines, it's kind of a neat concept. And I also believe it could be done in Dreams, but this is not the way you do it. You wouldn't make a little scene like this. Anyway, let's go about that. Now, I have messed with this before. And vines are kind of, they're going to need to be pretty, some of them are going to need to hang all the way down from the canopy, and some of them, of course, we would just have kind of draping, I suppose. So I'll make probably 2 vine assets. Simple sculpts, but let's get... I think what I'm going to need to do, though, is... We're going to have to use this for guidance. Because for our main vines... I kind of experimented with this vine problem already, so... Speaking of vines, does anyone remember when the vines thing was a big deal? I mean, like the videos, they were like the precursor, the prototype to shorts. People made these goofy videos where they were like really short, and they had some kind of, like usually some kind of comedy thing going on. That was a while ago. At least, not a while ago by my standards, but that was a while ago by most people's standards, I think. A while ago by my standards was the American Revolutionary War. That was a while ago. Now, let's see. Yes, okay. I might want to... Nah. Okay, I need to turn this off because, frankly, it's... Yes. Now, what we got to do with this... This is the thing. I'm going to duplicate it. The thing about the vines is I'm going to try... I may find another way to do this. This particular session might involve some experimentation and what do they call it? Mucking about, you know, I don't know. We will be trying, though. I'm going to use... Okay, snap the surface. We can paint them afterwards, frankly. Make it nice and thin. We gotta have it on smear, too. So what I'm gonna do... I want to do it in one bold stroke. I don't know how this is gonna work. Yeah, that's not... That's not... Okay, so wait. Maybe not one bold stroke, then. We'll just kind of connect it as best we can. We're probably going to bring the detail down anyway, so it's probably not going to matter so much. What are we doing? Why do I have these bricks like this? Well, this is so that we can get maximum linkage to our vine ends, which is what we want. We're going to have... We need it to be so that this part, they snap together like a piece of a modular thingy. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can get kind of higher definition vines, but also have them go way, way high up there. Because basically, if we try to just draw them all the way from... I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, if we go... Why not I just go and draw the vines all the way from up there down to the floor? That's a long way, and if I reduce the detail, this is what I'm thinking, they will. But we'll find out. Maybe we will end up doing that, frankly. I don't know. It's been a while since I used this particular option. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this. I'll let that be the end of it. Oh! Okay, there we go. Yeah, I might just let that be it. And we'll get rid of that. So there's some vines. Now, here's what we could also do. I think this would work out because now that they're set... Oh, yeah. It's not all one. It would have to all be one. Oh, whatever. We can leave it. We'll just dupe it out in sculpture. If we want some three-dimensionality. But I'm going to label it scenery, and we're going to... There's no reason to have them collide. They're like a low... Yeah, I have all that. I don't see any reason. I will want to color them in, though. I might just go with... Even though I would think maybe brown or gray or something, I'll actually maybe go with green because, you know, thinking in terms of moss or something, I guess, growing on them. We'll go with some of the... Where? Okay. I don't know why this is... Gotta be this way. There. Oh, wait a minute. That's why. Never forget. Never forget. Always remember and never forget surface snap. If you think about it, because if you put it on, you have a tendency to forget, and then you'll have weird experiences like I just had, and you'll be like, "Why is it doing that?" Because you left the surface snap on, my friend. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so we can lower those down to blue, and we can still have, you know, I'll lower them a little more. That's okay. I mean, they're vines. We don't need... Okay. Anywho, though. There's our vines. Now, what we can do with these, you see, since they link up like so, we can go like this. Yes. But why is that one not linking up properly? Actually, that doesn't look so bad. I mean... But why? I had them lined up. I don't get it. Did I do something dumb? That could be. But you see what I'm going for with this? We can take... Nope, tree. That's a tree. We can take our vine, we can upload it to YouTube, and we can make twice as much loving followers off of it as we would if we just uploaded it to Vine. No, but we can spread... Yeah, we can make it go all the way up in the canopy like that. With 3 of them. Now, that's true, we got 3 sculpts. But, you know, sculpts, it's like we can clone them out, we can stick them around here. This thing's gonna go bananas because it's gonna be... There's too many sculpts on screen! Okay, but I'm gonna have to do this again. Because somehow, this bottom part... How did I do that? I don't even remember it. We'll have to do this again. We'll take this out. This is the real unfiltered dreams experience, though. That's what I'll say. Because I don't know. There's probably people that do this a lot more... Like, look, I'm doing it in just 5 minutes so efficiently and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, everybody's not like that. And on top of that, you know, stuff is so filtered, you know. People show you the best all the time. It's like, real life. It's not always that way. Unfiltered experience here. You're getting a whole package. That's tedium included, and also bloopers, foul-ups, misguided activity. But this time we can do it. This time we can do it right. Now somehow I don't know how I screwed it up because this is here to show me where I'm going with that. Somehow, I'm going to just color it this time so I don't have to go through the hellacious activities of... Okay, so let's remember. Put that on there and put that on stamp. Let's get it nice and little. Now that's the corner. See, if I do it, it starts there. Ooh, we'll just... Oh, this is a way. If we could get up all the way. This could be tricky, though. Right? There, you see? That should link up with that. Now, I don't know how I screwed that up last time. But somehow I did. Dumb Billy. Dumbness, Billy. Dumb Billy. Billy, dumb. Okay, let's go. Do this again. I'll do this one more time, and we'll do what we had before, except this time I hope I won't. I'm trying to pay stark attention to this. Because if I don't understand what happened. There we go. Right there, right at the corner. That's where it should be. Note it. And we'll just do one over there, a little closer, just to give some variability, a variation ability. There we go. It's right at the corner. We're going down. Slow but sure. Easy wins the race, or the rabbit beats the turtle unless the turtle wins out. The turtle wins because of something. His shell. There we go. You ever seen Gamera? He always won because of his shell. Okay, so there you go. Now this should actually work. I don't know what happened on the last one. Let's reduce the detail again. That might be... well, maybe that's a little more reduced than we should have. I don't want that. They gotta have a line all the way through. Okay, so that'll do for my purposes. So there's our vines. We got... Oh, by the way, before I forget, I'm gonna go in there and set the scenery label and cut the collision and this other junk. Now, let's see if we can do this right this time. Okay, if we go up to the... There! Okay, it links up. That's what I want, you see? They link up. So we can basically take this and we can... all the way up there in the canopy. We actually did more efficiently. We made this a little bit longer than the last one, so it actually is more efficient. We can get all the way up to the canopy with just a couple sculpts. So that's cool. However, I'm going to go We're gonna do even more to this. Because this time around, I did it in a single swoop. I'll turn off that surface snap. This... Wait a minute. What's up? Grab it! There we go. And we can rotate a little bit. See this? We'll give it some three-dimensionality. Little three-dimensionality. By moving these like so. That way, yeah, that way you go around, it's not all flat looking, but... And it'll still be lined up, because those are lined up. So whatever they should line up. We'll take a look. Take a look, friends. Look at this, see? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? What happened with that? How is that possible? I had altered the thing. Okay, let's... Anyway, this one's fine. Did you see that, though? I altered the sculpt. Where was that other one coming from? That unaltered version. Oh. Huh? What the... What? What? Why are those up? Why? Oh. Okay, so something... Okay, I understand it. The problem is these duplicated ones don't go all the way to the bottom. Which... That's a side product of them. Yeah, we might have to choose another one. One of these must go all the way. Yeah, that goes all the way. Does it go all the way to the top, though? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is our one. That one, for some reason, has a split in it. Does not go all the way. So it's not suitable for this. That was what was going on. All day long, you got these little problems. We can get our way around it, though. It just is kind of tedious. And it's kind of, you know, this is the kind of stuff when you're doing this, you'll be like, why? Why is it happening to me now? What is the meaning of this? I did it right. Why? It's probably even more angry or, you know, intense if you are doing logic, because logic's... Here's the thing. Art is visual candy, you know, and when you get to a certain point, you're just like, oh, it looks... This stuff I'm doing looks really neat, though. It looks neat. Logic is... I mean, here's the thing. It's true, I don't have the mindset of a programmer type person, so it's like, maybe the sensation when you're like that kind of person is just like, oh, it's so fun, it's so beautiful to watch these lines of logic align on my screen, but for me, it's just, logic is just boring. Just a bunch of little things with symbols and stuff. So it's even more bad when you're doing logic and things like this are happening. Okay, so that's it. There it is. There's our vine thing. We've got that. Now I guess you could say we have maybe a problem in terms of we could make that though, but it'd just take more sculpts. We don't have singular vines, you know what I'm saying? Now they don't go all the way up per se here, but we don't need them to go necessarily all the way. They don't have to look super, super neat up there, because you can't see all the way up there anyway to discern all that detail. We just have to... Okay, we'll turn the light back on to get an impression of what this stuff looks like. So, see? We've got our vines. They go nice up into the canopy there. We might put... Yeah, we might go for some... Put some paint along them to simulate some leaves. Because, you know, there's got to be some ivy or, I don't know, something jungular growing along there. This might be kind of a tricky deal, but we can take our time. Just gotta be careful. See, the thing about it is, you gotta really watch it when you're doing some painting like this, especially there. Well, that's not gonna hurt because it's the other vine. Could go off into the forest though, and it'll be problems. But yeah, when you're doing stuff like this, yeah, like that, you get that problem. Actually, there is a way I could deal with this. I may go ahead and do it. I think I might. I think I might. Okay, let's grab this stuff. And for the time being, we're going to go out here away from all this. This way this can't happen out here. There's nothing to... except for the other vines, which is okay. I don't mind if it goes to the other vines. Just gotta make sure we're not looking at the jungle. Let's go down to the bottom. We certainly want it on the bottom. It's thick. Don't look towards the jungle. More important down low anyway, because this down low part is what we're going to see the most. By the way, for the last video, somebody suggested I was talking about making a character, which I kind of think I should do as a final step to this. But somebody suggested an anteater. A viewer suggested an anteater. And I like that idea. I actually do. I'm always glad when I can like the ideas that the viewers suggest. I always love that in life, when people's ideas are just like mine, you know. It makes things so much easier. Like, that's a good idea! And I could say that. I could say I really like that idea. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. I don't think we have to... But what we'll do also now, and again, this is kind of like a... You know, I'm going to go far and say, on a PS4, you might not even want to put all this paint on here like this. You might just want the vines bare. You could still make the jungle look pretty nice, even without these, but this is definitely something you might not want to do on a PS4 that I'm going to do because I'm on PS5. And pasto that. And ruffle that. That way we get more three-dimensionality to our vine leaves, but we will link those suckers up. And there you go. Now we just got to bring our vines back into the forests from which they sprang. And we got our vines! Coming down. Turn off this. And now all that remains is we just have to put these around. Put them around in a smart kind of way. Make them look neat. Generally, like all the other stuff, it's kind of like I would go with... Put them where the light makes things interesting. Then again, though, you also got to watch out for... You know, you want to put them where they're going up. That's good. I like that. Turn it around just a bit. No, now we lost the light. Let's move it out. Okay, there. See how the light shines off those ones that are just kind of coming out of the darkness? That's perfect. So then... I'm liking this. Okay, so then let's move them. Gotta get more. This is probably going to be one of those tedium bouts, which you're already well acquainted with, which is... Okay, that's kind of... See, that's kind of sticking up there, but down... when you're down below, you don't really notice that at all. Down from the low-level view. You really don't. Well, I can kind of notice it from there. I don't know that I would notice, though, It's not that important, see? I mean, it could be to you. If you're really, you know, bothered by it, you know, you can fix it. I'm just, it's fine with me. We'll be fine. This here, that's not connected all the way up. But you see, it really doesn't... Well, it does matter kind of from that angle, but I don't know. We won't know. We won't even see it from that angle, will we? No, we won't. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Because your character can't even go out there. Here we got more vines. Right. Yes. Okay, turn that around. Yep, there we go. And we could scale them up just a bit. We want a little variation in size, maybe. That looks nice. I like that. Let's put like another one right here, so it's kind of like a curtain of vines. I want to overdo it on the vines, though, because again, you know, you got your jungle economy. You don't want too loaded with vines. You just want enough vines to add to the effect, the atmosphere, and everything, and not so much that it. Place them with care here. We'll put some in the outside borders too, and also scale them up, seeing as how they're outside. They might need a little more visibility help. Yeah, there we go. Just a few out on the edges here, making things look a little more jungle-y. Okay, wait, yeah, just so that's a little. Now, I did say that we could make... Yeah, we could. We could make some that are more like, you know, draping, which I think we will do that. We just have to settle these ones up. Getting off. There we go. Yeah, and I'm not going to put them too far in the distance out there beyond the border. Let's give it a little run through and see if we have enough. Might want one over here. Oh, we got one over there, but I want one around here. I don't know. But it's looking good. That's enough. That we are getting close to enough, I think. Enough vines to kind of give the impression that I want. Just to suggest to your mind that there are vines. It doesn't have to be overloaded with vines. Yeah, though, it's looking nice with that. We can do our loopy vine. Now, we could even go, if we want. Okay, let's say you did want vines in the background back in there. Kind of hanging down and stuff. Let's say that's the case. Stop. Back up. Okay. So let's say we did want them back here in the background. We can do that. I would probably do it with paint, to be honest. Actually, there's not really a rule saying you couldn't do these foreground ones with paint as well. It really depends on what you're looking. See, paint has a kind of a flat look, you know, and I don't know. It's really up to you though. Let's go with this. Get out another cube, because I think we shall have to draw our vines upon it. Also, we will make sure we put this on because there we go. Okay. So the thing about this is going to be... I guess the real danger with this is... You could get... Paint can be overloadsome to your thermo sometimes if you do too much of this. Hello. I wonder though. Sometimes you can be crafty. Let's check on... Oh, look at that! See the vein fleck? If you take that fleck... I don't know why it's looking like that though. Kind of scale that up, you see. That might work, we'll see. It might not also. We really have to find out. But see, things like this are good because that's a less... I honestly, this is something with MM's paint flex, you see, when they added... They could have really helped us out though if... You see how this is? They added this opaque square was a really handy paint fleck. In a lot of ways. But here's the thing. These are all neat. But there's like some paint flecks I wish we had. Like just... If we had a paint fleck that was just kind of a single line... Think how handy that could be. A line. Because you could take like multiple... Just a few stamped flecks, but make a long line. As it stands, you have to take this, you know, or the opaque fleck, either way. But you have to, if you want a long, skinny line, you gotta shrink this down. And the problem with that is, that adds up to a ton of flecks. And, you know, you don't want to use a ton of flecks. It's not economical. But if you had just one, like, you know, like, see what I'm doing with this? It's like, what, 10 flecks stuck together end to end? If you did that, if you just had a thin line, kind of like this, except this has multiple lines, but like, see how it's just one thin line? Like, let's try this out. See this? See, if I take something like this, I'm gonna put it on black so we can see it better. Well, see, it doesn't have the consistency, because these things change every time. But if you could do, see, link them together end to end, there, you've got like long, thin line, but only 4 paint flecks to do it. So economical. But we don't have a fleck like that. I wished MM had put in something like that as well. Oh, another fleck that I would love. This would be great for anybody who's doing the nature stuff. If we had a fleck, see this grass fleck? If we had a paint fleck, I'll actually draw it out for you. See, if we had a paint fleck that did... Like, imagine what I'm going to draw is actually like a paint fleck type, and not multiple flecks. Like a branch. If we had a branch like that, and that was a paint fleck, that whole thing was just a paint fleck, that would be amazing. Because then, trees, you could get such awesome looking, like, little branch detail into trees without... Very economical. Just big fat paint flecks like this, just a lot. It probably would take, what, like, per tree, maybe 20 or something? I don't know, which is pretty good for a tree, considering what it's like right now. But like a branch like that, yeah, that'd be amazing. Great. Awesome. But we don't have that. I wish we did, among other things. But anyway, we've got this. Let's see what we can do with it. That's linked up like... It's a little weird up top. I don't know why we got... I put 2 of those. Is that... Oh, it's big. I get it. Yeah, we'll just... shrink that. Kind of weird, but then again, it's going to be in the background, so it might work out. Let's double it up. So we'll probably want more than just one. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Put that over there. Now, yeah, we'll take these. Merge them. That won't be a problem because they're so economical. I've used barely any flex to make this. Okay, so... that might work fine. I don't know. I'm going to scale it up a bit and we move it back here. That might work fine. It might well. Turn the lights. I think that might work. Yeah, I could go with that. And it's economical, too. Just move some around here. Make sure they're facing so that we get the face. There we go. Yeah, those flex, that would be a wonderful thing if they had somehow... But they've ceased support for Dreams, so we're not going to get any more of that stuff. No more updates, like, no more... Oh, new flex, new thingy. It's like, that would be so helpful, OMM! If we could just get some, what do they call it? Just those flex, it'd be so good for those little details that you just can't do without burning through thermo or doing something, you know, crazy. Like having 20 tons of branch sculpture. Oh well. Some things you just can't have. Anyway, let's do a playtest and take a look. See what the effect is. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's not hype. Yeah, but it works. It's good for the background. Not hyper noticeable to me. I don't know. And all this foliage, I can barely notice that there's vines or not back there. But I can kind of see them coming through here and there. So it's working out. But yeah, you could do that. That works for me anyway. And it's economical. Pretty cool. Yeah, you gotta think like that in Dreams sometimes. You can think of weird ways in which to get... Because there's this straight, obvious way that you think of in your brain when you first think of doing something, where you're like, well, how do I make a vine? And it's like, I draw a line of paint, you know? It's like, well, yeah, at first glance that makes sense, but then it's not economical. And, you know, what are you gonna do when you have so many flecks in your paint stroke and you gotta go draw so many strokes and blah, blah, blah. And then it becomes a... You know, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, but you gotta think of these weird things like, end to end. These paint flecks look kinda like vines end to end, and I could have less flecks and do the same thing, kinda. Yeah, it works. Works for me. We gotta... oh yeah, we gotta make our... What's that other vine we were gonna make? We were gonna make some other kind of vine. I could put a few more of those vines back around in there, probably. Oh, I did that again. That's not how you stop. Okay, exit out. Let's go with... Okay, wait a minute. Sculpture... We're on 12% graphics now, which still isn't bad considering what we got. 9% gameplay. Let's move... Okay, let's move a few of these things around. Just add a few more. By the way, apologies for the brief pause in my speech activities, but it's gonna be silent to try to allow Barty to cut out that asinine dog that's on the compound. There's a purely asinine dog that lives on the compound and barks just at weird intervals for no good reason whatsoever. I mean, I know most dogs, they bark for, you know, odd, goofy reasons, but this dog barks for the... It's just the dumbest of dogs. So anyway, we try to cut out all that racket. Okay, we've got a few more of these. I don't know. I gotta watch it. I don't want to put too much, but I still don't see this thing happening. Too many scopes. Where is it? Where? What's disappearing? Where? How? What? You know what? Might be cool. Maybe we should put... No, I don't know. How about we put a vines going right into this tree stump? That's kind of neat, right? Except it kind of goes right up into the sky. That's kind of silly looking. Let's go... There? And it's still got the same problem. Okay, never mind that. Never mind with the tree stump. We'll just let the tree stump be. Let's move some vines over out here. Oh wait, we already got a... Okay, let's... We already got one there. I'm just trying to give a little bit more out here. Over here by this tree stump, how about? Yeah, that'll work. Let's give it a little once over. Yeah, I like the anteater idea. I think that might be what we'll do. We'll make an anteater. Okay, there we go. That's looking nice. I like it. By the way, I ought to turn back on my border thing in order to get true borders. Let's get in there and not forget about it here. Unhide. Now we can play this and see. There's the real border. Let's take a look here. So you gotta look around and see, well, does it look good? It does. Does to me. Does it look good from the border? In fact, it does. We got that again. You turn this way and you get this sculpts not appearing. Yeah, there. Sculpts not appearing like they should. I don't notice it. I don't notice it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. All the way around. I guess now we ought to go with that looping vine. Okay. Stop that. Roll it back. And I will leave that active. Let's make our looping vine. Asset version. Okay, so here we got it. We're gonna do this again. It's gonna be much like these other ones, except it's not gonna link up. It's just gonna be one. Get a nice thing going on here. I don't know if this is actually... Okay. Yeah, so... Take that. Wait a minute. We gotta have surface snap. Okay. Turn this down. Scale it down. Put it on sphere. We'll make ourselves a nice looping vine. Like this. Oh, come on, a tree got in the way. Nonsense. Just have it loop. Just a kind of a loop. Loop, and we can play with that loop as we see fit. That's kind of a little bit whatever, though. I think we'll fix it. All right. Color that vine, same as the others. Get this off. Okay. Nope. Color the vine. There we go. Reduce the detail. I don't know how far we'll be able to do it, though. About that far. Oh, that's good. That'll work. Maybe even more? Just a little more? Yeah, okay, I could go with that. We want to get it down as far as we can. Anyway, though. Scenery! Collision off! Physics cost down. There's our looping vine. Now what we can do with this is we can just kind of string it from place to place like that. See, and you can turn them around. Move them around through there. You got some nice hanging, looping vines going through this jungle. To increase that visual atmosphere or whatever. Okay, let's make sure we got that, yeah, going up into something. How we do it on thermo? Well, it's still the same, okay? 12, 9, it's pretty good. We got plenty of room to make some kind of actual action happen in this scene, if we wanted to. That's, okay, that's not quite right. We don't want that. Can bring that down and make sure that kind of goes through there like that. Make that interesting. Oh, that's a tree. Same thing here. We can get between these two trees. We can get a nice looped vine hanging right between them. You can even go down. I don't know if I want to do that, though. That doesn't quite fit my taste. You do from vine to vine. You got vines here and you got vines there. It's a little bit weird, but I think that's on the outskirts anyway, so that could be okay. Besides, you know, you don't have to have it perfectly. Well, I want that a little better than that. There. There, that'll work. Let's take a look at it. I do this a lot, but then it's always good too. Oh, still got this on. Get that off. I'll go back into play mode and we'll take a look at it. We notice the advantage we're having with those looping vines. It's kind of like the background stuff. I don't notice it all that much, but it is there. It has a presence. See, that's particularly eye-catching right there. That does look good. But yeah, you can see we're really there as far as this jungle stuff. You know, we could, if we wanted, I guess we could put like some flowers or something going up this. I don't know, though. You know, I mean, jungles do have flowers and stuff like that in them sometimes, but I don't know. We don't have. We could though. We could put those going up those vines, kind of. That might give it an interesting look. Anyway, though, you can see our vines have really dressed up the jungle quite a bit. By the way, here's another thing I want to go over. This guy's moving way too fast. This is a personal preference, of course. But I like, in dreams anyway, I like to... Let's open the puppet logic here. I like to... Wait a minute, wrong one. We gotta get into his actual... Wrong thing, we gotta get into... No. No. Yeah, okay. Run speed is way too high. I usually like to have it around 3. And the walk speed... That can go lower, I guess. Now, the reason I tend to do that is because... And this has a reason to it. If you're doing a smaller scene, like the one we got right here, it's better to have the movement speed not so fast. Because it actually can help you make the scene feel bigger if they're moving through it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you ratio your speed to the size of the world, you know, the scene you're in. It can help a scene feel bigger that's actually not that huge. Like if it takes us more time to walk across this scene, and you got to be careful with it, you know, it's a balance. You don't want to turn it way down to a snail pace necessarily and be like, oh well, you know, because then it just gets annoying because people are like, I don't, why can't I move, you know? But it's like, don't have it all jacked up real so that you're just flying across this scene at Mach 2 or whatever, because it's gonna feel like you're stuck in a little broom closet. If you do a little slower on your speed, then you can make a smaller scene feel a little larger than it actually is, maybe, you know? And, you know, give that illusion. It's a balance, though. Don't make it too slow, don't make it too fast. Find a nice area where you should have the speed at. By the way, is that for real? I guess it is. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I turned down the movement speed, so we're not jetting around in here. And you know, it does have to do with what the style of gameplay you're going for. But you know, you gotta tailor your scene also to that. Like, if you're making some kind of Dragon Ball, they're gonna be flying and fighting and just flying at Mach 2 around. It's like, well, you're probably gonna make a bigger scene, you better. And most likely, if it's dreams, you're gonna make a bigger scene with less detail. Because if you make a bigger scene and it's got the same level of detail as, I don't know, like if I did this, I don't think I could do this. It wouldn't work out too well if I did this, but I did it like, multiply this map like 5, 6, 7 times. That's gonna turn into kind of a problem. Performance issues, especially, I don't know, even on PS5 I might be able to do it, I don't know. But on PS4, definitely you're gonna get performance issues, I would say, if you had this area that I've made here, if this was multiplied out like 6 or 7 times. And I don't think even if this thing was multiplied out 6 or 7 times, it would be quite big enough for what you'd want for some kind of Dragon Ball-like game where you're beating people across the earth and flying at Mach 2, like I said. You would definitely probably want something even bigger than this multiplied out 6 or 7 times. And yeah, I don't think Dreams could take this multiplied out 6 or 7 times too well, at least on a PS4. But you're going to really have problems if you try to go... This thing is, Dreams is great. You can make games and stuff, you can make a lot of really cool stuff, but there's just certain things I just don't think it does too well at. And one of them is having a really massive world, but also having super high def look with tons of details. It's just, I don't think that's going to happen in Dreams. Now, somebody can prove me wrong. I'd actually be interested to see that, because I'd be interested to see how you did it. Because I really don't think it's going to happen easy. Making a high def, detailed world in Dreams that's also a very large world is a no. You can have one of those things, but you can't have both of those things. Now, you could be stylistic, you could be, you know, clever and classy about it, and you could do quite an awesome looking big world, I'm sure. But what I'm saying is you probably will have to be in some way clever and stylistic, and it's not going to have that actual raw detail. It's going to be a tasteful, clever approach to making a big world. But it's just no. And I've seen this a couple times, and actually I can understand where this, you know, the desire or whatever, because people get Dreams and they get into it and they're like, wow, I'm gonna make, you know, I don't know, I'm gonna make the map from Red Dead 2. It's gonna be so cool, except I'm gonna also put like the alligators that play poker or so, I don't know, you know, it's gonna be so neat though. It's gonna be just like the map from Red Dead 2. It's gonna be so big, and it's gonna have all this detail, and it's like, and then you start up, and you're like, oh, this ain't gonna work. This isn't gonna work, is it? No. And then, you know, you might be tempted at that point to just drop Dreams, because it's like, oh, your dreams are dashed. You can't recreate a AAA open world, you know, high def, high detail world in Dreams. But just because you can't do that stuff doesn't mean you can't make really fun stuff in Dreams. It's just a limitation, and it's something you can actually do without. You just have to figure out you can make really fun stuff. I think we've loitered around in here for long enough. Okay, so yeah, we got those hanging. Maybe I'll put some of those out there. I don't know. Kind of low. That might work. We'll see about that. Might help to have some of those in the background there. But I've seen it. I've seen it a time or two. I'm gonna make this open world in Dreams. It's gonna be so cool. It's like, yeah, let me know how that goes. If somebody does make an open world that's really high def and actually it's really high def. I mean, it actually has the detail and holds up under scrutiny. I'd love to see how they do that. I'd love to understand just exactly. It's like, well, look, Snake Lizard Man 56. He did it, Billy. Look at this. Like, oh wow, how did he do that? What was it he did there? I know one of the things that a normal game does that Dreams, you know, I don't think it quite can do this. I don't know if it has a feature for this or not. That would help you to do such a thing. And I'd actually like to know, like I said, I'd like to know a lot about that. How do you access this feature? But the feature would be an LOD feature. Like I believe that what that stands for is levels of detail. And in like a normal game, like a AAA, like Red Dead or, you know, anything like that, one of these open world things, levels of detail is how they get away with basically stuff that's far away in the distance. It just stops drawing, and it doesn't affect the economy of the memory of the game, whatever. You know, or it's at a really low detail level. And stuff that's outside the camera view also, it just stops drawing or whatever, you know? I don't know what Dreams' setup is on that, but it seems to be in Dreams that if you just do too much, you start getting problems. And if there is some kind of gadget or something that I don't know about that allows you to do the levels of detail setup, I don't know about it. Now, there may be a way to jerry-rig such a thing. using a combination of logic and gadgets. But I don't know about that either. But if somebody ends up doing that, it'd be pretty cool to see how you did it. And again, see if it actually works. There's a lot of people that will show you things, and they'll be like, "Well, look at this." It's like a showcase, and it turns out to be dazzle kind of stuff, where it's like, "Well, that's really high def and cool looking, but actually you didn't do what I was talking about. You just made a really cool looking still image." And it's like, that doesn't prove anything. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. I want to see an open world game in Dreams, massive open world, really huge, I'm talking, with like a high level of detail. And maybe not even a super high level of detail, maybe just comparable to this scene. Can you make an open world jungle that's got a level of stuff in it comparable to this small scene I've made? But it's like, a couple square kilometers. Can you do that? And then show it to me in Dreams? I'd be interested to see it. And have it work smoothly? And make an actual game with it? Not just a still image or just a really slow-paced walking simulator? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see you make it, I'd be interested. It's not like a diss or whatever. It's not even a thing like, it's not like, "Oh, you can't never do it." It's like, seriously, I'd like to see that. Because I have no clue how you would do that. I just don't think it would work so well in Dreams. But if it could be proven to work, that'd be really cool. Because that would mean we could do some really interesting things. But anyway, we have come to the end of our rope on this video session. Probably stayed a little longer than we should have anyway. But we're at the end of the time limit. And I think next time, I don't know. We might just get right into making the character, because I think this is just about wrapped up, this jungle. I don't know. There's not much I can think of doing. We added our vines. I like the atmosphere. I like how it's looking. But anyway, stay tuned for the next one, where we may be making our anteater friend, who will be the character for this scene. And until then, if you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing, and definitely give this video a like whether you're new or not. If you're a long-time subscriber, there's ways to support us. We always appreciate that stuff. Very helpful. In links in the description, one to our coffee and one to our print-on-demand art account. But either way, also, we do appreciate that there are those who have decided to support us monthly on Coffee, and their names, well, his name, there's only one, will come up right here. That's the big credit roll for the monthly supporter. We appreciate that. If you want to be in that credit list, you go over there to the Coffee and get yourself in the bronze membership thingy, whatever they call it. But anyway, aside from that, we've had fun. We've made a jungle. We'll be back next time. This has been Billy Cultist. Bye-bye.